Hi. Oh, we have an intro and everything. Oh dear, I have been gone for a while.
Hey, okay, now I can like move the screen around. I got a black screen. Hello, Andres.
Hi, Nathan. What's up?
We are live. Hello,
Oh,
people.
are we?
Yes. Hello, everyone out there. I just pulled a muscle.
Ooh.
Wow, I gotta get out more. I just pulled a muscle from sitting down.
And live streaming to the internet.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm currently getting rid of some screens here that I don't need to have up. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
All right. Let's me open up my Photoshop just to have something to look at, so you don't have to look at my face. Okay. And as we're waiting for people to come on in, that's my face.
Oh, there's your face.
For those out there who are wondering why we are doing this on a Saturday as opposed to a Sunday, when we usually do these types of live streams the last Sunday of every month, well, I'm kind of moving, so yeah. So it would be a little bit harder to do it tomorrow because that is my moving day. So yeah. But in the meantime, is there any?
Oh damn! Hey Nathan, are you like taking the train? Are you driving down?
Oh, it's plane ride.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do like the old packing up everything in cars and waiting.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. That definitely would be the more fun option, and probably would get a lot more of my stuff over there. And we kind of have to ship some things, but nope, we're doing plane.
You're shifting the computer?
Yep, computer's getting no. I'm sorry, no. The computer's being as a carry-on. No, wait, no. The computer is getting checked on the plane. It's going underneath the luggage in the luggage. With a bunch of fragile sticky notes all over it.
Otherwise, you have to buy a new one when you move into.
Oh, I have to do that. I have to do that anyway, but I still want to have my old computer. Isn't college so much fun?
It is.
Anyway, let's see.
Like, forget high school being the greatest years of your life. College is like where it's at.
Yeah.
Hello from Mexico. Yeah, hey.
Hey, y'all. It's me. Yeah, Foster here.
Hello. And let's see here. What do we want to do? We have lots of people here. Do we want to kick it off immediately with a draw-off competition, or we want to just want to keep it mellow for now?
If we do a draw-off, can I just be judge the entire time? I haven't done a draw-off since like our Christmas live stream. And where I failed horribly, and which is why I've been missing for the past like 5 months. I was recovering.
It was too much on your Wi-Fi. It just like bam.
Yeah, no, my Wi-Fi went kaput, and I was without Wi-Fi for a few months. Also, I was just traveling all summer, so.
Yeah. Summers are crazy. let's see. Well, looks like Nick and I have capabilities of doing a draw off. Eric, do you have capabilities of doing a draw off?
I do indeed.
All right. So I think we have enough.
Yeah.
Sam, do you want to participate in the draw off?
What do we got?
Well, it's just gonna for any newcomers out there. Oh, did I
I
even
wasn't planning to, but I'll see if I can.
did I even post to the Facebook that we're live?
No. No, you didn't, Nathan.
No,
Wow, dang.
okay. Let me post that right now. Woohoo! We are
Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties.
Woohoo! Okay.
I lost
I'll be
my
right
nuggets with some running these
Here's
stats.
the thumbnail with your like, hey. All right. Anyway, all right. For those any newcomers, the draw off is when we all think of a topic for each other to draw, and then we give that topic to someone else. These topics need to be general. They can't really be specific. So it's like, oh, Jenny. If you want to say like Jenny meets Danny Phantom, that's too specific. You want to be more like Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny meets a cartoon from the early 2000s, and then if they pick Danny Phantom, well, then they pick Danny Phantom. So it's like one of those things where it's like it's broad, more broad. And yeah, that's basically how it runs down. Then we have about 10 minutes to both sketch and finalize our what we're drawing, and then we show off what we come up with. So I think we'll just go on down in a line here. Andra said he wants to just be the judge, so I'll let him be the judge. That leaves I got to give one to Eric. Eric, you shall. Let me think here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say. No
wrong answers.
I know. This is right on the spot. You shall draw. Now, so all of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank. Pun intended.
I can draw a blank too.
No, here. You shall draw one of the main characters at the doing the worst job in the world.
Oh, okay.
So, any of the main characters you decide on, and then just the worst job in the world. And now, Eric, what is your topic for Nick?
Nick, you're gonna draw the Silver Shell fighting someone in the DC comic universe.
I'll try to do that.
All right. Nick, what is your topic for Sam?
Try to do a drawing of the 1998 Jenny from My Neighbor Was a Teenage Robot. Meeting other pilots from the 98 era.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
I'm sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
It's the original My Neighbor Was a Teenage Robot design for Jenny, pilot era Jenny, meeting other pilots. So it could be like the Fairly Odd Parents pilot, the SpongeBob pilot, the what other pilots were out there during that time?
Medium the count as one.
I don't know if that was a pilot.
Well, technically it was a mini-series, but come on.
Yeah, like I think it specifically means like pilots to series that were developed. So
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to draw at like one of them, but we'll see what we can do.
Just like a pilot. You know what I mean?
I'm so confused. You're drawing pilots now?
So that's Sam. And now, Sam, what is your topic for me?
I don't know. All I can think of is Jenny meeting someone from another from another cartoon that Renzetti worked on.
Another cartoon that Renzetti.
Yeah, it can be anything, like Robert Renzetti. Like,
All right, got it.
That's all I can think of.
Okay, so going down the list one more time. Andres is the judge, the judge of this one. Eric shall be drawing a main character, one of the main gang, doing the worst job in the world.
DMV? Nick
will be drawing the Silver Shell fighting any of the DC Universe characters. Sam will be drawing Pilot XJ9, 1998-99. It was like released in January, somewhere in there. Meeting another pilot of another series. So it's like of that era. I think there was another, wasn't it? Another part of that era too? Like the Gravity Falls pilot would be like out of it, right, Nick?
Right.
Okay, so
The pilots from the 90s era.
Okay, so yeah. So Jenny Wakeman of the My Neighbor Was a Teenage Robot meeting a pilot era character. And then my task is to draw Jenny meeting another character from a series that Rob Renzetti worked on. All right.
These all sound so interesting and complicated, and I'm glad I'm only a judge.
All right, so at the 22-minute mark, we shall begin. Get ready, it's coming.
All right, partner.
How long do you guys have?
10 minutes. Go!
Go!
Oh no.
Damn, 10 minutes is so long though.
How
How am I
screen
supposed to
share?
fill that time? I could
Oh,
go.
rolling,
read a
baby. You
book.
know what time it is.
I could go for a nice jog. I could stay on my
Okay.
computer.
All right, I gotta look up reference.
And we see Nathan is off to a good start with the head. Wow, that was very fast. Man knows what he's doing. Following shortly behind is Nico Tunes, who is... I forgot his stats, to be honest. I'll be reminded later.
This is supposed to be Silver Shell fighting Superman of some sorts.
All right, well, you know what he's going to do. He's going to be Superman.
Ooh. That's a bold move. Just he put all his cards on the table for everyone to see. Man does not mess around.
I'm gonna tie that down.
I'll be right back.
I don't like how this Jenny's coming out, but okay, let's mold it.
There you go. And apparently I understand the room label with the gospels. Right? Oh my god. Wow. Yes.
I'm really not liking how this Jenny's coming out.
Thank you.
I need some points. It's a group hug.
Oh, right. You get three ornaments. Everyone gets hugs. Oh, so nice. Did I see your room on it? And then I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I'm not liking how Jenny turned out, but I'll move on.
Oh, okay,
I hate drama criminal suits.
I don't even know. It's all off the translation. It's just sort of crazy. Why you would think it's in there? It's still not registered. Okay, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Have fun today.
All right.
Open that, so I can add some color. I think is that. Let's go.
We have, what, 5 minutes left.
Oh God.
So I don't think 10 minutes have passed since I've been gone.
About 5 more minutes.
Ooh, 5 more. I'm good at this judging thing. So at this point, we can see what Nathan is going for.
Hello.
Hey, we have another person joining us who is also a new face to me. Nice to meet you, Alejandro.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been on any streams. A lot have happened in the past few months.
And Sam has muted himself and no, he's just gone, quote unquote. Probably just wanted to be left alone to work on his creative genius for this competition. Still anyone's game.
Well, I'm missing. Shoot.
So rundown, they were all given different drawing assignments that they had to complete within 10 minutes. I am judging right now.
Well, I guess I should get out. I'm a voice actor. I'm not really part. I don't have any artistic genius.
Oh my god, just do color commentary with me. It's fun.
You can be another judge.
Alrighty.
Okay, I got 1 more minute. Or not 1 more, I'm sorry. 3 more minutes. I have time to draw 1 more guy up here.
DuckTales. Whoa.
Right.
Has anyone seen the new DuckTales reboot?
I did.
I saw the first
Amazing.
It was fun.
I haven't yet.
David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck, not bad. Not bad at all.
That's what I heard.
Nice impression of Alan Young, I must say.
I'm not crazy about the voice actors for like Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
They're okay. I think I'm glad they sound natural though. You know, like they fit the age group.
Okay, that's fair.
One thing I've noticed about Disney Channel casting is that they like to cast people who don't sound the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they can act decently at the very least, which is
They
like
act,
what.
yeah, they act decently, but they don't sound like rarely sound like the age they're going for.
Yeah, like you
Well,
have a
to be fair-
13-year-old kid played by a 23-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest,
that's just
you
sort
would
of
do it-
standard like Dawson casting. You see the
To
same
be
thing
honest,
like
it
their.
sounds like Huey, Dewey, and Louie are sounding more like teenagers, and I think the character personalities and I think their age are pretty much in their teens for this version.
I think
It
they
was clear
sound
in
all
the
right.
original.
Much better than the
Really?
old version where you can barely hear them.
I don't know. They seem like 11, to be perfectly honest. Like not teens yet, but like almost there.
See, no, I feel like they just became teens like very recently. Like, you know, they just sound like very young teenagers. So I want to say they're like 13-year-olds. Like, yeah.
I don't know. What even is a 13-year-old? I haven't seen one in a while.
All right, so my drawing probably is not going to be that great. Don't have time to like do like all like meeting like another character. It'll take like another couple of minutes. So we're gonna be.
So we're at the almost at the end of our timeline, correct?
Yeah. I think there's only like a minute and a
By the
half
way, I'm
left.
doing this the old-fashioned way because that's
Oh, wow,
pretty
Nathan.
much how
Oh my
animators.
goodness,
Wow, Nathan
Misty's
drew this
working at
one
the
really
Krusty
fast.
Krab.
My hand! My poor hand!
Yeah, that's it. I'm doing something.
Damn, Nathan, just walk it off. Just walk it off afterwards. You'll be fine.
All right,
Oh.
pencils down.
They all look really good.
Pencils
personally.
down. Time
Like, I
to
love the one
judge.
that's. Wait, who's the
All right.
character
Okay.
that
Okay.
Eric is drawing?
All right, let's go down in the line again. All right, so we have.
I really hate draw-offs.
We have.
really-
You were asking now if you were Brody.
We have Misty working at the Krusty Krab as Squidward.
Yeah, you said the worst job in the world, so I picked the fast food industry, which is a job that I have far too much experience in.
That's what.
It can be pretty bad.
Woo! All right, now we have Nick.
Okay.
Also,
plus-
this is
okay,
supposed to be a
choice.
cash register.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no, I get it.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's
Now we-
either a cash register or a boot, but I assume it's a cash register.
Yeah, it's anyone's
I
guess.
took the boot.
All right, but that's hilarious. I took a screenshot of that. I want that for file. That's great. Now we have the Silver Shell fighting Superman, which is, I think that's kind of cool and ironic at the same time, because like the Silver Shell is basically what, almost like the Superman of the universe, only it's like the fictionalized superhero sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. Moving on to Sam. What do you got, Sam?
Yeah, here we go. This is all I got so far.
Ooh.
Let me turn on the light.
Yeah. You can only get a white. There's Jenny. I can barely. There she is. Okay.
Oh wow, that actually looks really nice. It's a little blurry.
Yeah, I had to wear it, sorry, but
It's
never on it, but hey.
nice from the right
Hey,
side.
for all you fans out there, check out some of my
Okay, yeah.
new drawing.
All right.
I do.
But now we are moving on to mine,
Oh
where
shoot.
it's, my task was to draw Jenny meeting another
Whoever
show
that is nice.
that he worked on. And fun fact, he was a storyboardist.
Oh, and hold on. I'm going to show you one of my favorites.
My Little Pony. So
Guys,
surprise, doll! You were expecting like Gravity Falls or Mina and the Counter or some other stuff. You got My Little Pony.
Well, I did have favorites.
That's the reason why I don't.
I kind of expected that to happen too. So.
I kind of saw that coming.
Here's one of my personal favorites.
All right,
So
so
Duke
Andres,
Lawrence have
you were
actually
the judge.
finally said, "Are you a Brody?"
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Andres, you were the judge this time around.
I'm the judge.
Who wins the competition?
Okay.
Wait,
Choose
your winners now?
favorite.
Okay, are we seriously doing this crap now? Come on.
We have a judge, so I don't
We
know.
have one judge.
wait. Nathan, what was your prompt?
Mine was for Jenny to meet another character from a series that Rob Renzetti worked on, and he was a storyboard.
Oh, okay.
He was a storyboard editor to My Little
You
Pony.
worked on My Little Pony?
There
I
it
did
is.
not know that.
So, for excellent line work and completing the entire assignment, I have to give it to Nathan, especially because of that little detail of like Discord being right there in the corner. But honestly,
Oh,
Aaron being a close second just because of how well Misty looks like she's just done with this job.
No, I love.
I will
love
say
how
I
she's
have
like,
screenshotted Misty working at the cash register for the record books. I
Maybe
love
one
that.
day I'll actually
For that
finish
like art book we're gonna put out 2021. Guys, look at your local bookstores. Concept art
oh my
book.
goodness.
I
Coming.
think
It's
Misty,
funny.
I
Should
think
I add like a sassy manager in the background just watching her?
sure.
Yes.
Anyway, so now let's just move on to questions and stuff. Let's see. I'm sure we missed a few.
Word.
Oh, we have questions? Sweet.
All right.
Do we have questions?
Oh yeah, I actually.
Okay.
I'll ask later.
Okay. So, status update on show. Well, we are currently in casting call number 3. We are after we get casting call number 3 done, we're gonna start focusing on recording the episodes because we're gonna have the majority of the cast settled. There'll probably still be some openings, so it's like if you're still thinking about signing up for voice acting, go right ahead. But we are definitely gonna, after casting call number 3, we're gonna start focus on voice recording.
And
So
hopefully we can get a good vet.
Wait, when does the casting call end? Actually.
casting call number 3, we are going to stop accepting auditions on September 1st. That is when we stop accepting like auditions for voting. That's when voting begins in crew, because the only people in crew can see those votes and those auditions. And that's going to end, the voting is going to end on September 8th, and then either the 8th or the 9th is when we announce the winners, again, in crew.
Sorry, guys, I pushed the wrong button. Whoops.
The
All right, this time
If I had a nickel.
I'm gonna try my best.
so yeah,
Again, and I'm hoping something happens.
yeah. What is it? There is
Yeah, I think it was me, Odo, Bear, and like the several new people that don't have roles.
And we try to get all the people who sign up for these things to at least find a good role somewhere. Let's see. Moving on, I guess. So yeah, we're cast status update being we're just about to initiate voice recording. Even though there's actually been a few episodes that the characters have already been recorded, but this is when we're gonna like drive it, nail it home, sort of deal. So we're getting there.
Some table reads.
Yeah, table reads and stuff. Damn, there's a Discord server. Yes, there is. I'm gonna post that. Let me go grab it. It's been inactive lately. Not a lot of activity going on, but that's not.
That can change.
Yeah, that can change.
More activity.
Exactly.
I want to create an invite. No, I want to create an invite. And this link.
Have you found a composer
Well, actually,
yet?
Actually, with this probably I was gonna set it to never expire, but then I realized that this chat will actually expire. So,
yeah, that's
all
the
right.
problem.
There's the Discord, public Discord server. Let's keep scrolling on.
Was MLaaTR the first show you thought of bringing back, or was there any other show you wanted to reboot?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Teenage Robot was actually one of many cartoons that was being considered. Other cartoons that were considered were Martin Mystery. That was one of them. American Dragon Jake Long was another one that was considered for rebooting. Well, reboot in the sense of continuation. We use the term reboot here just to describe, like, it's a pun because it's like a computer being rebooted again, like you turn it off and turn it on again.
And if any of y'all was helping me in the count, I'm currently
there was another spectacular.
I'm currently doing a part in the Cat Resurrected, so if you want to head over, please look over me and the Cat Resurrected. Please help me. I need help.
Another one for consideration. And the final one for consideration was Invader Zim. So it was between Teenage Robot, Martin Mystery, Invader Zim.
Well, technically, Invader Zim's going back already.
No, we'll get to that. American Dragon Jake Long and Spectacular Spider-Man. Did I already mention that?
No, you did not mention it. Because Lord knows we haven't had enough Spider-Man cartoons in the last decade.
That should have been.
Okay, they're going through the reasons. The reason why Martin Mystery was not picked, even though I had a concept for how that could continue, well, the animation style was a little complicated, very anime-ish, and anime is not really my forte. Let's see. Moving on to Invader Zim. Invader Zim and American Dragon Jake Long and Teenage Robot were the final contenders. The reason why Spectacular Spider-Man wasn't chosen was because of the animation style. It's very complicated compared to the others. American Dragon and Zim and Teenage Robot were the final contenders, and Zim was the third place winner, I guess you could say, because of the possibilities with the other ones. The other ones I could see like developing a long plot that could, at the very least, fill up a movie that could be like, yeah, here we go. But Invader Zim, it was kind of, as amazing as Invader Zim was as a TV series, it didn't really have a coherent plot. It was just kind of an episode basis. There wasn't overlapping plot or overlapping plot devices. Meanwhile, with Teenage Robot and American Dragon Jake Long, there were reoccurring villains and plots that would come back and stuff like that. Even though they were very monster of the week situations, they still had main villains that would constantly come back and plots that would travel from episode to episode. And American Dragon Jake Long almost became it. It was very close tie between Teenage Robot and American Dragon. But the reason why Teenage Robot came out on top was because, I liked the style of Teenage Robot more. I liked the art. I'm a big fan of Art Deco. I just kind of like how streamlined it looks. I like the style.
It's actually very easy to work in.
Yes, that too. The animation style is a lot easier than American Dragon Jake Long, even though American Dragon Jake Long has a pretty simple animation style too.
Yeah,
especially after
first season or the second iteration.
Art design change.
Well, if I were to continue it, I would have done a fusion because I know a lot of people prefer the first season, but I personally kind of prefer the second season art style. That's just a personal thing. So I would have done a fusion to kind of make everyone happy.
I feel like with the second season, the one thing I just didn't like was his dragon form. It was like too scrawny. Yeah.
I personally, the reason why I like the second one over the first one, because I liked the human character designs better. I understand the monsters got a downgrade, and that's where I would have fused it. I would have upgraded them. But I like the human designs more in the second season than in the first season. Which is where all your character is, so that's important. So, but anyway, another reason was simply when I found out the crap that Teenage Robot went through when it got canceled. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cut this one some break. I'm going to do this one. And then the final biggest reason, this is the biggest reason, the style and the cancellation process were just minor reasons. The biggest reason is I saw the biggest, what's the term? potential. I saw the most potential out of Teenage Robot than I did American Dragon Jake Long. I saw more villains to work with. I saw, even though arguably American Dragon Jake Long technically had a more fleshed out villain, but I saw more to work with, and I saw more plot holes that were unresolved, and like plot elements that characters that you never saw again that still had arcs to be completed. I saw more potential than I did with American Dragon, because technically, if you really want to be technical, American Dragon kind of ends like it concludes. Kind of. It's kind of a half and half. If you've watched the last episode, it does kind of tie all loose ends.
More or less. Like, it could bear to have, like, a reunion movie. I feel like American Dragon Jake Long just needs, like, one nice little movie, like, maybe to mark an anniversary, to just tie up everything, and it'll be fine.
I could probably... it's never going to happen, so... the idea that I had for American Dragon Jake Long was basically 2 movies. Not a series, just 2 movies. 1-2. One would focus on because the 2 major villains of American Dragon Jake Long, if no one knew out there, was the Huntsman and the Dark Dragon. Those are the 2 big baddies of the American Dragon series. The first movie would focus on the Huntsman, and then the second movie would focus on Dark Dragon, and that's how I basically...
And then the third movie would have them fuse into one evil entity and kick everyone out.
Destroy the planet.
Sorry to jump ahead of everyone, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, that's basically how I thought of how to do the American Dragon series. But again, I saw Teenage Robot having more potential and more things you can do with it. And it seemed more fun overall to do than American Dragon. But American Dragon came close. So yeah, that was a long question to answer. But
actually, I will thank you for that, because I've been wanting a sports season since 2009, like ever since. And I've actually was considering myself one of the forefathers of attempting to bring it back. If anyone, I actually made like a crappy Lego film back in the day, and I tried to make that as like the season 4.
Igor, sorry if I butcher your last name, man. Krapivkin. Okay. Sorry if I butchered your last name there. Have you found a composer yet? Will you try to make music close to the original one, or will you give the composer freedom to create? Yes, we have a couple of composers. It's not just one. It's like a couple.
We got one from Japan, though.
Yeah, one's living in Japan. And as for the style of the music, it really depends on the character in the episode. It's overall going to try to embody the original spirit. We're definitely going to be using themes. For instance, like Vexus's theme is like, that's her theme. Jenny's theme, Crust Cousin's theme. Those are themes that are going to go with. But with those themes, it's going to be kind of going to be up to the composer to, incorporate the scene and the themes as they see fit, and of course under direction and sort of that sort of deal. So yeah, composers definitely have a lot of freedom, especially with new villains and stuff and new scenario and where new themes are going to be needed. So yeah. Any more? I'm going to go down the list. Questions.
Not in the form of a question, but just worth mentioning. I expected Danny Phantom in this list.
Oh, Danny Phantom.
I mean, it was all the way good until season 3. Wasn't that Phantom Planet?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, there was. I think Danny Phantom was an honorable mention when I was considering it back in the day. But what made me not consider it, like with the other 5, was that Danny Phantom, more so than American Dragon Jake Long, technically really did have an ending. Like, they had a finale movie that they premiered. and they wrote it off. It's definitely open-ended, and you can definitely expand it. Like, it's definitely not an end-all where it's like, that's all you can do with it. There's definitely, you can do more with the Danny Phantom franchise, but it wasn't technically canceled. It was more on the lines of ended. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Plus, you know, Butch Hartman still like has, like he said, he would be open to like continuing it if he had.
I think Butch.
Like, I remember hearing that.
Butch Hartman right now. Oh my God, he is playing the system so well.
He has a YouTube channel. I saw that, and I was.
He is Can you not see how hard he is trying to get Danny Phantom back on the air?
I would really love to see. I would love to see him get back on video and fight some more monsters. That would be awesome. Okay, those in the chat box. Who wants to see another Danny Phantom revival?
Well, like every other video,
I'm not there, but me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the show that much.
Oh, but I'm just saying that in the lines of Butch Hartman, every other video he makes on his channel is dedicated to Danny Phantom.
Is it?
And in case you didn't catch that,
every other video. It's so obvious. It is so obvious. He's trying to spur up the fandom to like get that demand back in. Because Nicktoons right now is going through a phase where it's like they're just bringing back old cartoons. You know, like Invader Zim. You got the Rocko's Modern Life thing coming back. You got the Arnold movie coming. They're just bringing back some stuff. I am sensing it so much that Butch is trying to get another a Danny Phantom, a new season out, or a continuation revival series or something, maybe another movie. He's trying so hard, man.
I feel like Danny Phantom is one of those cartoons that could go fine either way. If it stays like dead, it's fine. Honestly, like that open ending is fine. It doesn't need a continuation.
Yeah, it's got a nice wrapped up in a bow right now, but I mean,
maybe a spin-off.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
Yeah. Danny Phantom. Get a spin-off with the clone Danny with an eye.
Oh, Danny with an eye.
Danny with an eye.
Danny with an eye.
Because I think what Butch really wants to do, if I'm sensing this correctly, I could be sensing this wrong. My Force capabilities might not be as Jedi level as I thought, but I think he really wants to do a spin-off series of Danny Phantom where it's like 5 years later and they're all older and they're still doing ghost hunting and stuff like that. Almost like a time jump, like Samurai Jack. I not as much as.
Well, I mean.
Not 50 years, but you know, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little much.
Yeah,
that's what I sense, at least. Like, I didn't just because he's making all those videos where it's like Danny Phantom years later, and he's making all the videos about Danny Phantom and what would have happened if the series would have continued. I just feel like he wants to do a revival series where it's set in the future.
I would enjoy a like time jump like special, just a nice little 1 hour special. It's fine. Just show us what the gang's been up to in the past 5 years.
Yeah. See what happened to the dad, and get like special guest Rob Paulson.
They should make a Danny Phantom spinoff where Danny, Sam, and Tucker are all like 80 years old in the very distant future.
I'm going ghost. Future next on the AD.
Or like,
what's up, Sonny? I'm going
like maybe
ghost.
200 years in the future, where Tucker and Sam are both dead, but Danny's still a teenager because like he doesn't age or something, and he has to fight their ghosts.
Guys, we have another question. We make more serious action scenes, or keep it kind of goopy like the original?
A little bit of both, probably.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, actually, that is what we're planning to do.
Season 4 is going to start off with kind of the same concept as the original, kind of a Monsters of the Week sort of deal, kind of goofy, kind of zany, like having fun, and then it's going to slowly take a dip into seriousness, as plots begin to as episodes start to weave into one another, plot elements start to come back, and then with season 5, when that hits, it's going to be a lot more serious. It's still going to have a lot of humor, of course. Teenage Robot wouldn't be
we're going to stick with like the original charm. We're not going to like string forward.
It wouldn't be Teenage Robot without humor.
Because keep in mind, I'm a guy who loves like making dark stuff and like dark, like serious stuff. I mean, I was planning to. Okay, I already told you. I mean, was originally planning to make a grittier reimagination, but then I like came here, and then maybe it just doesn't work without the other. Oh, most of the time.
But so yeah, there are going to be.
I'm thinking like Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll do something like that, right?
Well,
mixing
Guardians of the Galaxy was more of a comedy movie. The second one had a few serious elements, but it was still a majority comedy movie.
Yeah, like mixing it with like comedy and action.
Yeah. I was brought up a long time ago. If you want a good like scale of how we're doing things, it's basically taking the original Scooby-Doo and upgrading it to Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, where it's like you still have a lot of the humor of the original show, but
a lot of goofiness, a lot of serious drama.
Definitely takes a more serious tone a lot of the time. So it's like it'll be sort of like that, where it starts off all goofy and zany like the old Teenage Robot series, and then it'll take a little more serious tone, tackle some more serious topics, to conclude this series. So yeah, I'm actually gonna get the My Little Pony Jenny Wakeman off there. What? That's ironic. It's really ironic that happened. With Renzetti working on My Little Pony, actually. Anyway, any questions here?
It's Mila!
Hey.
We missed you.
Yeah.
Oh, that recording studio looks fancy.
I missed you so much.
Looks
Why
like
would you
Marketplace
leave it?
recording studio.
I guess, yeah, it does a bit.
Let's see.
Did any characters get new voices? Well, all of them.
They all did.
I mean,
Almost all. We're still
Not
looking for
still.
It's not even
still looking for Flexus.
It's not. Yeah. Well, yeah. Besides the ones that have not been casted yet, all of them have gotten new voices, and it's not in the sense of like they're gonna. It's not like Jenny's gonna come out here and goes, "Hello, my name is XJ9," but it's like no.
hey there, Jenny. It's me. What's up?
Yeah, we'll get Kevin Conroy to voice Jenny. It's
Like,
fine.
hello, it's me, Mrs. Wakeman.
It's me.
Just like stupid stuff like that.
There
Like-
we go. April Fools, everybody.
It's like Straw Bat would actually do the teen comics, except he has to do all those voices himself.
But let's see. It's not because of we think that the original voices didn't suit the character. We got to change everything. It's because there's no returning voice actors here. It's all Mila dropped connection problems, I think.
I mean, have we? Well, no, there's no way to actually contact them and say like, "Hey, can you do this for free?"
We can tweet at them.
That's basically like
like,
asking
hey.
for a free hamburger.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I kind of find it unethical to even approach them about it, because it's like not only are we dragging them back into something they did in the past, they've moved on to other things by this point. Not only are we doing that, we're dragging them back and asking them to do it for free.
I mean, depending on how big this project gets, and if we have a lot of followers, cough cough, Patreon, cough cough,
No,
GoFundMe,
we can't even
cough
do
cough,
that.
No.
and then a sock full of quarters, cough cough.
We can't even do that, unfortunately.
No.
It's not a matter of what do you call it? It's not a matter of
Funding?
funding. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's not a matter of funding. It's more of a matter of legality of collecting money for this series in any sense. We can't, in order for this to remain legal, we can't make any money off of it whatsoever. I can't
Wait,
make.
Nick, is that supposed to be a burrito or something?
I can't make money. The people who work on it can't make money. The channel can't make money. The videos must remain unmonetized, which they are. They're all unmonetized. The channel's unmonetized. Nothing about this is collecting money at all. Yeah. We wish we could. Definitely.
So like,
it'd be awesome if
even if we ran like a bake sale.
Yeah, it's like it'd be awesome if we could all wake up every day and be like, this is our job. Let's do it. But
yeah,
we can't.
It get done a lot faster.
Yeah,
one day maybe.
If that were the case, we'd probably be working on season 5 at this point. But,
no, definitely.
Yeah,
we'd be like, so how's the season 7 draft boards coming along? Huh? Well, no, that's a little too ambitious. My bad.
Like at that point, it's like, oh,
I mean,
starting our own cartoon now.
Yeah, no, at that point, we'd be moving on to our next Danny Phantom Rehaunted.
Or Meet and the Count Resurrected.
Special episode with the Ghostbusters, the old ones, not the new ones.
Ooh, that'll be actually that would be interesting.
I always wanted to see just some random fan make that because I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, except like we can't use Ghostbusters, so we have to do like a knockoff, like Phantom Casers or whatever.
What's another word for ghost that's not phantom?
Spirit slappers.
Yes, spirit snappers.
Spectral catchers. No, it'd be like do.
Wraith Wranglers.
Or like so stupid.
Spookables. What did Poe speak?
This is
guys. This is butterfly catchers.
The average.
That's actually another word for ghost.
That's too close to phantom.
I'm just gonna bring up some irony. Remember when I said the low voice, hello, my name is Jenny. The average kid liked to bring up that it sounded like XJ8. I'm just gonna point out that's ironic. Moving on.
I mean, wait, do we have XJ8 already cast? I'm just asking.
That's kind of why it's ironic.
That's why it's ironic. Anyway,
sure.
Any question? Himikman asked about Vexus. No, Vexus has not been casted yet. Hopefully, she gets casted this casting call number 3. But
Trout for Vexus.
They're scouring the internet for Vexus.
Like cough. Just try.
Is there a bug going around or something?
If I could make a plea to anyone out there, is to just try. Because there's been multiple times when we've been casting people on this series, is that they didn't even like. One. I don't want to mention anyone by name, but there was one casting number that someone thought they would never be able to do the voice. But then they tried to do the voice, and they did a spot-on impression, and now they're voicing the character.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, moral of the story: believe in yourself.
Yeah. So
no.
And follow up on that.
Here is actually the lesson: is do it.
Yes, just do it.
Cool. There's 2013 again.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe
you want
me that believes in you.
You're tired of starting over.
Yourself to do Vexus.
Stop giving up.
Anyway,
we're just gonna have to do a lot of vocal editing.
Hey guys.
Whoa.
Hey, look, it's that guy without the thing.
Hey, it's 2 Sams now.
Wait, which one's the other one?
There's 2 Sams?
Wait. Oh, never mind.
I don't see 2 Sams.
Oh.
My thing glitched out a second.
I'm actually on the other.
Okay, so let's see.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking. I forget actually. What were we talking about? Something about Danny Phantom?
Yeah, I forgot. Well, I'll move on to a question.
I know we were talking about the spin-off.
Asks about, could we have a season in space like regular show? Well, we could. I don't think we're going to have an entire season in space, but there's definitely going to be episodes that are going to be featured in space.
Like when you say
regular
in
show
space,
had a
do you mean
season
like
in
in
space?
actual space, or do you mean just on a planet, just on a different planet?
I would say probably.
We don't know yet.
There's nothing planned for another planet right now, but definitely there's going to be At least I want there to be. I'm pretty sure we have a few things planned right now that are going to be kind of in space sort of deal. But if there's not, we definitely should consider that because this series takes place in 2070, where we have colonies on Mars and Pluto, for crying out loud. So this would be interesting to go to space. So
we've seen different planets already. You know, we got the Space Biker planet. We got the little sun goddess worshiping alien planet. Did they ever get a name?
No, they didn't.
In 2070, do they recognize Pluto as a planet again? I need to know this.
Oh wait, they're actually
like 20 million.
Wait, guys.
That's a very big movement in 2070.
There actually was a bumper, like there was like a license, like a bumper sticker, and it says "Honk if Pluto is a planet."
Look
it up.
Probably,
everybody in the chat box, look it up.
I'm still concerned Pluto as a planet still, guys.
It will probably still be considered what it is now, where it's like, what is it, the
dwarf planet?
It's a dwarf planet, yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of random dwarf planets going around us. So.
Yeah, it's the entire reason why it was reclassified as a dwarf planet is because they found 15 other Plutos out there.
Yeah.
Plutos.
So they were like, well, wait a minute. How can this little thing be a planet if all these things over here
doesn't seem right.
Yeah. It was like, why are we considering Pluto a planet when it's the same size of all these other planetoid things over here that we don't consider planets? So Pluto must be in that group. So that's why it's considered a dwarf planet. But because it doesn't meet the size scale.
Damn, so kids, now when your teacher asks you, you know what to say, why Pluto isn't a planet.
MLaaTR Rebooted is educational.
I'm actually going to Google that right now. What makes a planet a planet?
Although, speaking of Plutos, can we actually touch base on why Pluto the dog...
I got it. I have
I know what you're gonna say.
I have an answer to why what makes a planet a planet. It needs to orbit around the sun. Number one, it needs to have a mass massive enough for its own gravitational pull, and to make itself round, like it's massive enough to compress itself like that, and it has to quote unquote cleared its neighborhood of smaller objects around its orbit. And I'm pretty sure Pluto does not match two of those descriptions. It does not have it's not massive enough for it to own its own gravity to make itself round. Well, it does own gravity, but I mean enough to have something orbit it or to compress itself like Earth does. And it has not cleared out its neighborhood, like we mentioned. There's 15 other planetoids around it. So, fun fact of the day, that is why Pluto is not considered a planet.
The more you know.
Pluto the dog and Goofy the dog. I don't know, man.
Just don't even get me started on that.
Because we also have what's his name? The big bulldog looking guy lives next to Goofy in Goof Troop. Pete, he's a dog, right? I think
he's a cat.
Sort of.
Because I mean, you've seen Goofy's ears and then you see Pete's ears, and it's just long droopy versus Pete's pointier ears. I think he's a cat.
Well,
right?
But some dogs have pointier, not floppy ears as well. But no, I think they're definitely cats.
Actually, now you got me wondering, because what the hell was what was Pete's wife's name? Peggy, something with a P. So what the heck
his
is
daughter?
she? No, because Pete was married. They had a daughter and son. That's right.
Always your modern is right. Pete's a cat. PJ's a cat.
PJ, that's
PJ, and the girl's name was Pistol. Who names your kid? Who names their kid Pistol? I know it's supposed to be a flower pistol and it's supposed to be cute, but at the same time, kaboom.
Well, I think it's also because didn't that character go off on a trigger hair? Got a pistol.
It's been years since I've seen Goof Troop.
Yeah, she
to
was
be
like
honest.
very
I-
easily accepted.
She could be like called Magenta, and I wouldn't know.
No, that's Blue's Clues. You're thinking something else.
Blue's Clues, I remember that show.
Oh, Blue's Clues.
Not my Steve.
Oh my god.
Another fun fact for everyone out there: Blue
Hashtag not my Steve.
is a girl.
See,
Dun,
when
dun,
when I learned that, I was just like, "What is the world? And what are colors? I don't understand anymore."
I can
My
just see
whole
like
life
a Blue's
is a
Clues
lie.
like revival happening in a few years, and then like it's
Where
revealed
it's
that
like-
Blue's Clues is gonna be a girl, and
No,
then like the
it's
internet loses its shit.
No, it's like Blue's Clues, criminal masterminds, and they have to like solve murder mysteries where it's like crime lords and drug dealers.
Oh, man.
And then when
when
Blue leaves her freaking paw print, it's like you contaminated the evidence. Damn it, Agent Blue.
You're off
It's
his
just like-
case.
It's like you're the wild card, and we need you on the force.
Blue's a loose cannon.
None of that talk in my station.
I want to see like
And now
Blue
Steve-
interrogating somebody. Just
And then it
slaps
just
him
becomes
across the face
Steve
like,
Burns
tough,
left
damn
Blue.
it.
All right.
And the reason why Steve left Blue's Clues was because of his hair. And the fact that
Yeah, that
His
was a
hair.
weird
Do
fact.
something
And they
else.
replaced him with that hack Joe.
I thought that it was just because he wanted to pursue other things. Like he wanted to.
No, I believe it was because he was losing his hair, so he didn't want the kids to see him like that, think something stupid. Or
Oh, you know what?
So-
And I think it. What was it? Maybe was it like he got sick or something, and then he was going through treatment that required him to lose hair or something.
See, I
I'm
think that's
looking
just a
that up like
rumor.
right now.
I think that one's just a rumor because I think they just wanted a reason to say why he left. Like, because he didn't explain why he left for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone just kind of speculated why. So it's like, oh, he has cancer, so he has to get treatment. That's why he left. Or he wanted to go off and do a music career. I think he did that, but that wasn't the main reason why he left.
Hmm.
I think it really was just because of his hair.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, isn't like Magenta, the other dog, a boy?
That'd be weird.
I swear, I remember hearing it that Magenta was a boy. So I'm just like, why would they mix the colors? Why? Why would they do this to me?
Well,
They were ahead of their time.
another fun fact of the day.
Break
Yeah.
barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Ooh,
a fun fact today. Before World War II,
Oh my goodness, this doesn't sound like a fun fact.
everyone considers blue to be a male color and pink to be female.
Oh, this fact.
Before
Okay.
World War II, it was the other way around, actually. Pink was the manly color and blue was the feminine color.
yeah, because
what-
I remember watching this the other day, actually.
Heard that.
What made it change was Hitler.
God damn it. I'm
Oh,
telling you, all these problems can be traced back to Hitler. I'm
And
telling
this is
you.
like the only bad thing Hitler has done. Like, I cannot think of anything else that Hitler has done that is even worse
Yeah,
than
that's-
this. Like,
Yes,
oh my.
clearly the worst thing Hitler has done was change these colors.
Like,
But-
see, yeah, exactly. I
you can
cannot-
maybe
no one can
make a
show me
debate for
anything
fascism, but
That'll tell me
I
otherwise.
can't remember the specific reason why it changed like that, but it definitely has something to do with Nazism and the way they dressed. It was definitely some. I would look it up because this is a real thing. They have documented reports on this, but yeah.
Why
Back to
did
the day.
the Nazis actually destroyed our colors?
I don't know. Just no, it wasn't like they were like we're gonna convince. They weren't like sitting back in Germany like, twiddling their mustaches where it's like we are going to destroy the colors of the world. No, it was just like attire that they were wearing or something. It has something to do with just a random thing they decided where it was like they decided that they were going to dress some so-and-so in blue and so-and-so in pink. And then America was like, we don't want to be like that. And then they went, and then 1, 2, 3, they swapped the colors.
So America.
Fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts. It's
Fun fact number 12.
So wait, destroying colors. What the frick is this? Rainbow Bright?
I don't know what that is.
Wow.
I'm just.
Wow, man.
You know, I find it funny that comment about America being like, we don't want to be like that in light of recent events that have gone in the world.
Political.
Commentary.
Well, you get a little bit of everything on this stream.
Oh, actually,
Please don't explode in the chat box.
fun,
Oh, it's coming.
fun
It's the internet.
facts. Actually, my mom's friend Joanne, she's like 80 something, so she went to elementary school right around before World War II happened, and she says they used to do. You know how they do hail? They used to do that to hail for the flag, like when they had to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, like
Oh.
that was interesting to learn.
That's not
Right when World War II happened, Nazis was like, oh, now we just put our hands over our chest. That's how we've always done. It's like,
Over our hearts. Like,
why
good,
you always
not
lie in
Nazi
government?
people.
Oh, yeah, Christian. Oh, McLaughlin. I'm gonna go with Christian McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm butchering your name again. How did Sheldon afford to make the silver shell armor? Yes, this is a real question. Did he sell some of his other ideas?
I feel like we should
think-
just go under that assumption. He just sold some of his like tech that he made.
Or
I
you
mean-
like all from scrap metal.
Yeah,
Put
I'm
it
just.
onto
That
the,
sounds. So it's either scrap metal sold as stuff. I feel like that's an actual ask the actual creator kind of question.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because like, does it actually explain in the show?
Nope. It's just
how
No,
he made
cartoon,
it?
you
cartoon
just
logic.
shut up one day,
Goes up with it.
started fighting
It's like-
crime.
Oh, you know, a little bit of hard work, dedication, scrap metal, selling all my ideas. You know, just the simple things.
You know, reading up on robotic engineering, stay in school, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too
Months later,
cool for drugs.
figure out
Don't do drugs. Do school. It'll screw you up twice as bad.
Stay in drugs, don't do school. Oh, wait.
There we go.
Other way around.
We give good advice here at My Life as a Teenage Robot Rebooted.
The best
Actually,
advice.
it's the other way around, folks.
Yeah.
Stay in school, don't do drugs.
Yeah,
That
part.
makes sense.
The best way to
Most
drive,
people find drugs.
never use your blinkers and go above the number on the speed limit sign. There you go.
Do it when a cop's nearby.
Only when a cop is nearby.
Only.
Did you guys know cops love to be shot at?
Oh my God.
Don't you
Jesus
even
Christ.
dare.
Did you know it's
Okay,
legal being on fire in a movie
on?
theater?
Andreas, don't you even dare.
All right, we're good. we can
We're
drive.
just gonna watch this stream by like we gotta shut these guys down.
It's like,
We're gonna probably have some very angry parents at some point.
Take it from someone.
And then we're just gonna get an email about this petition to shut us down. And it's like,
This, you're a
like-
bad influence.
From Rob Renzetti's just like,
okay,
No.
disclaimer time.
I don't
Disclaimer time.
think it is.
Respect the police. Don't do drugs. Stay in school and don't get mad at us, please.
Yes,
If you
please.
get caught,
I would
We're
leave
denying
this
any
crew.
Don't do listen to them. They're crossing their fingers, so they're telling the
no,
truth.
my fingers are uncrossed.
So anyway, back to topic.
What was the topic? We've
Oh,
gone
my
through
goodness.
so many
It's
topics.
not as bad as the Ohio
Like, we were talking about
winter.
Pluto 10 minutes ago. Like, how did we even get to here?
I guess it's a new drug name. I don't know.
Igor, crap. Krapivkin. I think it's a Russian name. It looks Russian.
Getting a little tongue twisted there.
Yeah. Do you still need people for the project, but voice actors? Yes. Yeah. Anyone? More the merrier. The more people we have on here, the merrier. And
Vexus.
yeah, Vexus. Voice actors.
Cough. Wait, did we ever get
character designers? If you want to be on here, even though we have a lot of season 4 characters designed already, including this guy. So let's.
Guys, we got a question. If Renzetti releases new seasons of Teenage Robot, will you change the numbers of rebooted seasons on 6th to 7th, or?
Yeah, all right.
Probably not.
We answered that last month too, but I can answer it again. If Rob Renzetti and or Nickelodeon, well, it's more so up to Nickelodeon. It's not. We should probably specify that it's not up to Rob Renzetti to do this. It's up to.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a Nickelodeon.
If Nickelodeon decides to make a Teenage Robot movie, a Teenage Robot new season or something, an official one, because we're unofficial, our purpose would be fulfilled. Teenage Robot would have returned.
We have done it.
We've done it. We would release well, first of all, we would see if the Teenage Robot movie and or TV series would stay faithful to the Teenage Robot, and because if it's a complete reboot, then it's like, well, we can still do it where, like, if this original series continued, what would have happened? You know?
Yeah, just be rebooted harder.
Yeah, just like rebooted harder, but rebooted harder.
Yeah, it's like Reboot 2, reboot harder.
Yeah.
Coming to this fall.
But if it's a faithful adaptation and it's a faithful quote unquote reboot, reoccurrence, reseries, or whatever you want to call it, we'd basically wrap up shop and be like, you know what, we had our fun and we got a lot of cool stuff done. We'll release what we have, but you know what? That's our whole purpose, was to bring back the show. So, and it's being brought back. So here's all the stuff we did.
We got another question.
Mission accomplished.
Or we can just say, oh, we're a parody. We work alongside.
Yeah, that too, but
guys, we have another question.
We're a parody.
Do you guys have any unpopular opinions about the show?
Tuck was not tall enough. He needed to be taller.
First of all,
that's one.
I mean, I think that the show was, not the greatest.
Yeah, ironically enough, it's not one of my favorite cartoons out there. I mean, it's definitely up in like what I would say top 20 maybe, but it's because I love the animation style and everything like that, and it was a lot of fun watching it. But yeah, it's not like a gold mine of cartoons.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's
Ironically, that
there's a reason we're doing this, but
yeah, it's not. That's not to say it's like it's terrible. It's not. It's good. It
wasn't groundbreaking.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the most important animation series of this decade, of this century. I mean, it's like
it'd be a thing not to be able to do it again. It's like you need to freaking do it.
Yeah, I could name a good number of cartoons that are better put together than Teenage Robot. Both in the sense of modern day animation series are starting to give a lot more leniency to the creators.
Yeah.
Teenage Robot was in a time where networks kind of decided everything with cartoons, where it was like
ruled with an iron fist.
Yeah. Nowadays, networks do give a lot more leniency to the creators to do what they want to do, while at the same time, giving them stipulations and then managing what they create after they create it. But back when Teenage Robot was in production and when it was airing, it was in a time where cartoons were at the mercy of their networks, essentially. If you still have to get by like censors and stuff, network censors nowadays, but it's like it's not what it used to be. You can get away with a lot more nowadays than you could back then.
I mean, they got away with some jokes. Like you got a nice pair of boots.
Yeah.
Like that one was like hands down my favorite joke from Sheldon, because it just, oh my goodness.
But if you ever want a comparison of what you could get away with in the early 2000s and what you can get away with now, simply compare the original Clone Wars to the new Clone Wars, and you will get a basic idea of what you can get away with nowadays versus what you could get away with back then.
Oh yeah.
Because while Clone Wars 2003 was a superior series in terms of writing and direction, there was a lot more violence in Clone Wars, the new one.
Oh yeah, super.
So, what is this? Okay. Oh, Alan just had to go. All right. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Whatever the question that was, I totally forgot what question that was.
Man, I don't even remember.
Oh, it was like Teenage Robot. Unpopular opinions of Teenage Robot. Yeah. Weird how we got into that. But
so, question answered. Next one. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
right,
I also think that Jenny's dialogue was like the most.
Oh wait, here's an interesting one. How about creating some Teenage Robot mini games after finishing work on the reboot?
Yeah.
Teenage Robot what?
Club of Games TV asks if we how about creating some Teenage Robot mini games after finishing the work on the reboot. We're not really we're not game designers.
I mean,
I can help on the stories though. I can help on the stories.
Like,
I'll help on stories. I'll volunteer.
In my
play testing them maybe.
In my history
I'm a play tester. I can't make shit.
In my history of living, I have made a grand total of 2 video games, and they were both
full games,
and they were both not good, and they were both made with using a program to literally just drag and drop elements into the video game. So I do not think if Teenage Robot were to make a video game, I would probably not be the one at the helm of it because I have no experience with video games.
I once attempted to
casting call number 4: people who make video games.
The game.
The last time I've ever done that was like in my programming class. We used this program called Greenfoot where you like use JavaScript to code in like these puzzle games, or like, you know, the monster chases you and you have to go eat all the things before it gets you type of, you know, that those type of things.
Oh, like a Pac-Man game.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Pac-Man.
Okay.
That's the most I've done with that.
Oh, I have a RPG Maker. Oh wait, now my computer broke.
I actually once attempted to make a side scroller using called like Yo-Yo Game Maker back in 2010, but I never finished it.
You gotta know how to code to make games. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I downloaded RPG Maker VX Ace or whatever it's called, it didn't come with any instructions. So you had to look up all the rules or anything on YouTube or on Google or whatever. Even then, it was just incredibly hard to figure out.
Yeah, so
I kind of gave up around that time.
Probably, yeah. So overall, you're probably not going to see a video game come out of us. That's not to say that someone out there could make a video game that has more experience with coding and stuff like that goes into making video games, but as for us, we're kind of on the lines of
cough, casting call 37 people who make games.
But yeah,
actually, guys, wait. I'm currently looking up on Java, and I may do like I'm planning to actually do simple animations with a Java, so maybe just
like.
It takes more than a couple hours of looking at Java to make an animation.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot more complicated than you expect. Honestly, if I had to compare the two, I would probably consider making a video game harder than making a movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
making a movie is easy. With animation, you got to code for movement, enemies, all that, hitboxes, everything. Like video games are naturally just harder to make than anything.
Because
like any other medium.
yeah, because with video games you got to program. You got to with movies. You have the liberty of the audience will never interact with this. They're just gonna watch. You know,
Yeah.
It's watching it. With video games, you gotta make a universe basically.
You gotta flesh out the world. You gotta put items everywhere. You gotta model everything. So
And you have to make options like multiple ways that a player could take a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, some of the stuff you do won't even get used every time.
Yeah, and then you on top of that, you got to account for stuff that the game was never meant to do. You know, like stuff that like this you would never expect the player to do this character in this way, but they're gonna do it, so you got to program it to do that when they decide to do it. So it's like you got to think outside of the box in that scenario too, and program things to happen even though you don't expect them to happen, so that when they do happen, the game doesn't crash on the player.
Yeah, then you got to get play testers.
Yeah,
and they're not generally going to do it for free.
Yeah, so
you just kind of got to do all these. It's a lot of little things you got to look at.
Yeah.
Versus a movie where you can just use one crew, have a view test, and then fix whatever.
I would attribute to like where in filmmaking, when you do like shots and scenes and stuff, you can kind of cheat sometimes when you like sometimes when, and even professional CG animators do this. If a body part is off screen, for instance, in the world of the CG camera, the animator will not be concerned about not making the limb, say the limb is off screen, phase through a wall or something. While it's on screen, of course, you have to make sure it doesn't do that, but off screen doesn't really matter. With video games,
that's way too much work.
I mean, even then, you can just be like, really hope it's like a dark setting and hope they don't notice.
Yeah, but with like video games, when you have a player that's going to be surrounding this character who's going to be moving around and can see every angle of it, it just makes it a little make things harder. So it's kind of that sort of scenario.
I mean, unless you make it an on-rail kind of game, then as long as the camera's facing just one direction, I think you're fine.
Which, another fun fact of the day.
Oh my God. Fun fact number 27.5.
Yeah. What I just described, where it's like a body part phases through a wall, that actually happened in The Desolation of Smaug. Smaug was actually too gigantic for the cavern they put him in with all the treasure. He was too big to move around. So the model would be phasing through the walls off screen all the time.
Oh, wow.
So,
jeez. That's too much. I got to watch. Oh, wait, no, it's off screen. I can't watch it then. Dang it.
Yeah, on screen, they managed to make it work. But, yeah, off screen, he was phasing in and out of pillars and walls and everything. It was funny. So, yeah. Moving down the list. Any questions? No questions.
Give him like 15 seconds to type, then we get like 20 at once.
How many people are working on the project?
Yeah.
By LG.
It's been a long time, and even after months, I'm still not satisfied on how this guy's chest looks. I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, you can try. Maybe he just needs to be thinner.
No, it's like the reason why I'm trying to add a better chest to him, because I'm trying to add definition. Because when Skullus here was one of the first designs that we came up with the Teenage Robot Rebooted, and once we came up with more designs along the way, we started to realize how boring Skullus looked. Because in the original design, he didn't even have these cool looking stripes here on the top. He was just his other arm and the rest of his body. But this was basically Skullus, where it was even the antenna wasn't all the way up here. It was just.
Oh wow, that is a little boring.
That was it.
No offense.
That was Skullus.
It looks like pigtails.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. So we went in, we gave him stripes along his back to kind of spruce up his design, and now I'm then trying to figure out how to add a chest where he's got a chest plate, but I can't seem to figure out like if I want to have like this section here that's separate, or do I want to split it up and like have like it connect like a chest plate like this.
You could have like a, I don't know, like a simple connection and like a really, really stylized cluster logo. Or like incorporate it into his like plate design or something.
That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like how Soundwave's face Decepticon logo.
Actually, what if we make... maybe not. Actually, let me see if I can just... You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll just try and make a picture of what I'm going to try to talk about.
Okay. Like the cluster, it could be like the cluster logo that's got that weird star shape in the middle of his... in the center. Maybe. Oop.
I don't know. Just see what you're drawing.
Well, I mean, I'll show it to you in a bit. My computer slows down a lot when my camera's on now.
All fine.
Yeah. Plus, you know, don't have any art programs on my computer because I have the artistic ability of a fried potato. Not even a fresh potato.
Just like potatoes.
A fried potato, okay.
I want them fried potatoes.
Potato, 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 potato.
Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato.
Oh no! We're not doing that.
Too late. You cannot.
I look at that and instantly I'm reminded of Steven Universe.
Like, I was reminded of for Imaginary Friends because he was.
Ooh, we got a question. Igor Kropivkin, again, sorry I'm butchering your last name, man. Should we expect for references to history, characters, other cartoons, etc. in the original as in the original Teenage Robot? Yes. Flat out answer, yes. You should expect.
Yeah, we're gonna reference that. We will.
It is a continuation, so.
Yeah.
Unless we're thinking about.
Especially.
I think they mean like random site. Wow.
Well,
can you repeat the question?
I should also mention, especially references to other shows and cartoons and just other media that we all enjoy. Because usually when we make a reference, it's to something that we like.
There's like a Gorillas cameo. Could you imagine the Gorillas in my MLaaTR design?
That'd be funny.
I would imagine. Oh yeah, so let me see. So why don't you make his body kind of look like that?
What?
That way, those are like pivots. So like when he turns, it actually makes sense on how he can turn.
Pivots. Oh, you mean like all his dividends are on ball joints? You're saying where he could like
that's all I got.
Swivel his chest around. That's interesting. Possibly. I don't think we need to draw that though. I think we just have that mechanic in animation.
Guys, we got another question.
With it, like it,
Are you guys going to be doing any themed episode? Western, romance, horror, Twilight Zone, for example?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
For my,
we can't reveal them. We can't reveal them what they are because a couple of them are surprises.
Like
but
I will say though, I really.
Yes, we are doing some themed episodes where it's like.
Yeah, to be honest, I would love to see a Western. Actually. Yeah, Christian, I would probably do it. I would love to see a Western. That would be awesome. Western episode.
Oh my gosh, a real topic.
Put that into this season.
Bless you.
Okay. That would be awesome. A Teenage Robot Western.
I cannot. What is a centipede? I'm trying to. Okay, so like the cluster has very specific chest styles. They've always like the cluster drones, like chest where it's like just a single curved chest piece up here, and then maybe
I
like.
kind of like what you have on there right now with like the double one, and then some little extra part.
And Vexus.
Man,
Oh, it does look like a W.
Vexus has like a single chest plate up here, a square right here, and then a little stick. And then Smitus has a very large chest. He's got
Giggity.
He's kind of got a little circle thing going on here. Trying to go off on memory. Trying to remember what Smitus is. Well, yeah, regardless, it's not going to be Smitus. His is the large.
Type.
I'm just trying to like figure out how to like split it up. That or keep it uniform. Because I think I'm going to keep the upper chest plate, the top one, but I don't know how to do his abdomen region here. Where
Average kid. I'm probably not all right, but because I have this cough that is going on for a day or two now, but
I mean,
I'm
you can just turn down your mic a little bit when you cough.
Sorry about that.
I mean, as long as you're drinking water and, not dying, you should be fine. I think we can allow
Strep
it.
throat.
Yeah, once you don't die, you should be fine.
Yeah.
You experience diarrhea, nausea, upset stomach, or even death, contact your doctor if this medicine is right for you.
Yay, Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, contact your doctor if you have an erection lasting for more than 4 hours. Like, I'm a girl. Then there's a problem.
Ugh.
Not that, I mean...
Yeah, nasty.
Okay. So...
I can tell that we're all going silent here.
Then everyone goes insane.
Please help me. I am crazy.
Yeah, we know.
We really are crazy.
You got this stuff. Pick up.
Being the only voice actor here without any applicable artistic skills.
Christian McLaughlin asks, will you be incorporating current events into the show?
Well,
What do you mean by that?
it takes place in 2070. So I would imagine it'd be quite hard.
Yeah.
Like if you want to put a stretch and someone wants to put like a fidget spinner in there or whatever.
Just like a little kid fidget spinning in the background.
Yeah, it's like, look at this artifact, Grandpa.
No, I'd be like,
I remember Doge.
Oopsie daisy. I don't think he's
And
the
then-
back.
yeah.
It's like, I remember those from the good old dabbing wars. Oh, we lost so many brothers. Just as terrible as.
Oh, wait, Laura wants to see an Emperor's
In
New
the days when Bluetooth was just existing.
Vexus was voiced by Eartha Kitt.
Oh, yeah. Fun fact. Fun fact number 37. Come on, let's get that fun fact list. 107 things. Let's go. Nathan.
I don't know.
go.
I have to think of one first.
Then
I
Abudullah
do have one
Bugaric
fun
GB
fact. I do have one
is-
fun fact. I got a new phone, right? And I was recently trying to text the word Vexus to in a conversation, and it got auto-corrected to Jesus. So,
okay. That's going to become a meme. That is going to become a meme. Everybody on the chat section, make that a meme.
So, and then it turned into this big conspiracy theory because then we both realized that in that one episode when Vexus took over the school, Jenny was kind enough to reveal to the school that Vexus is 2,000 years old, which is Jesus is also 2,000 years old. And Vexus looks Egyptian, and Egyptian is near the Middle East over there. And then it's like, oh my God. So Vexus is Jesus confirmed.
Oh my goodness. What the heck did I miss?
So, yeah, fun fact of the day.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Funny.
That's going to become a meme for sure. Wait, who's this? Who's
No, it's
Edward?
not.
You heard it from Nathan first.
I don't. Yeah, it's a funny thing that happened when I was texting my friend.
Who's Edward?
Edward?
Hello.
Oh, he's one of the new peoples. Hello.
Hi there.
Hello there, Edward. How are you doing today?
Hello, Edward.
Who are you?
Greetings, Edward. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I am doing.
Wait, who are you? Like,
That's great to hear.
I do not know if I can discuss who I am because I am signed to several NDA things regarding this project. So I will just nod and say I'm me.
Are you talking about your role?
No, I think he's talking about the production crew agreement. So you're okay. You're okay. For those who don't know,
I guess I can put in the chat. I can put
for those who don't know, when you are accepted into the production crew, we have a production crew agreement that everyone has to go through. It's just basically just like, I will not leak things. I will not, say things that are supposed to be secret. I will not, yada, 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 that sort of deal.
Oh, yeah,
I will not sabotage our efforts.
Yeah, that sort of deal. So,
if I tell my friend, I solemnly swear to accidentally, quote, quote, push them off a cliff, quote, quote.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
You're not a true
Quote.
friend unless you've done something like that to your friend.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it at least 20 times, and even then, I feel like, am I doing this right?
When you're only friends, you only become best friends when you dangle someone off a cliff and go, "Long live the king," and then proceed to throw them off of that cliff. That's
However, if you try to drown your friends, that's akin to a marriage proposal, and that just gets awkward.
I kid you not. I kid you not. People were totally doing that on the playground.
Hey, I went through like 3 husbands when I was 5 years old. So
we were hanging people off from like the top of the jungle gym.
Oh my goodness!
Grab their hands, go.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good.
That's not very fun.
Were you ever one of those?
That's not very nice. That is absolutely not good.
Elementary school was a fun time.
Okay, well, to answer your question, I have no idea who I'm voicing. I'm so confused. I could have sworn my email said "Dear Dallin."
Yeah, that was my mistake.
Wait, is that are you one of those newer voice actors that just joined recently, or?
Yeah, you just joined
like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Email.
All right. Well, hopefully, good luck to you. It's nice. I'm also a voice actor.
Yeah. So currently, if you have any questions on that, Edward?
No, I think from what I'm seeing in the emails, there's gonna be a round.
Yeah.
And I did join the Discord.
Oh wait, average kid.
Okay, thank goodness.
You already said
is he part of the Discord?
What channel?
Yeah, he's in there right now.
Invite this man immediately.
He's in there right now.
Yeah,
do it post haste.
Look in the general tab. He's right there.
Do it. Yes, do it.
Yeah, I am not a general, but I came there.
All right. Let's see. I'm currently.
Where are you?
Yeah, but I don't know. We will see what happens during the auditions.
Yeah.
Who will I be? We will see.
Yeah.
Wait, when does this stream end?
In about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Like
All right.
10 minutes
10 minutes.
actually. We should probably
Just
do our
making
next draw off, maybe.
No, we're good. I don't want to do it. We're good, man. I'm having fun on the chat box.
Oh, give me a break, Sam. Really? Come
Yeah,
on.
but yeah, I'm sorry for any confusion there when during the with like the quote unquote audition acceptance sort of deal. There was a couple people got a little confused on if because a lot of people like to do when they audition for roles, which there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with it. They like to say, I'm going for Brad, or I'm going for Sheldon, I'm going for Jenny, etc.
Oh yeah, they say their name and they explain.
Yeah, and then when I send them an audition acceptance where it's like, you've been accepted onto the crew, it's...
See, when I saw that, I said, "Oh wait, they're not being specific."
Yeah.
Guys, someone
I didn't mean any confusion, but yeah, we already have Brad casted, but there are other roles for you to take up though, so it's not like.
Actually, I gotta
guys,
look at the
someone
email
wants
and
me
see if
to
they're
ask
open.
you guys something. What do you guys think of Shin Biollante versus Vexus Christ?
What?
I
What?
don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
That is, oh my god, no.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the questions.
I'm going to hell.
The average.
Going to heck. It's a family show.
The average
Oh my
kid.
goodness, I forgot. But the kid also sung a version of Santa Baby. Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what you're saying now. But the average kid asked Nate, "What childhood did you have?" I think he's referencing the Jungle Gym debacle of the Long Live the King.
Long live the king.
We had a heck of a time in the playground. I'll give you that much. We had, what was it? We constantly played pretend. I think every kid did this. We constantly, that Jungle Gym area, my gosh, we constantly played pretend, where it's like we'd be like Star Wars characters fighting each other, and then
I was a big Star Wars fan back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
then we'd be running around as like dinosaurs chasing each other, and then we'd have suddenly start dirt wars where we'd clump up little dirt balls like snowballs. only it's Arizona, so there's no snow. So dirt balls and dirt snowmen, and we'd be throwing dirt at one another in dirt fights on the playground. And
did you win?
Yeah, well, this is very common in Arizona, I'm afraid to say.
Jeez.
Well, that's all, folks.
Yeah, that's kind of my playground experience in elementary school. My
childhood consisted of playing with my Legos in my room, watching Teenage Robot as usual because it was still doing reruns at the time, and even at some points making like little making little movies with my Legos.
I don't really remember my childhood.
My childhood just consisted of watching a lot of cartoons because I didn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah. 2004
I
to
was an aggressive child. I got into fights.
2009 is kind of a blur to me.
My childhood was a lot difficult. Like, I went through foster care and then something else, but I watched a lot of PBS Kids, Disney, Playhouse Disney, good on Playhouse Disney before Disney.
Oh yeah, I remember Playhouse Disney. I remember that when I was a kid.
Playhouse Disney was the bomb. Well, I remember there was like, I forgot when, but I remember there was like a puppet Winnie the Pooh show.
The Book of Pooh!
Oh,
Winnie the
guys,
Pooh's
average kid just sent this. Who is Haruo Nakajima?
I think he played Godzilla.
He was the original suit actor of Godzilla.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Godzilla rest his soul.
He died.
I never.
He had
May he
pneumonia.
rest in peace.
He had pneumonia. sad.
Yeah, that's sad. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's sad to see him go.
Yeah, maybe rest in peace.
More happier things though. First, I'm just looking at the questions.
Oh wait, actually, Nate, I want to ask you something. Did you actually ever meet him?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just wondering because you were in Japan like a couple of times, so I'm just wondering.
Yeah, but being in Japan doesn't mean I'm gonna meet one guy out of the millions of people there.
Japan's a big place.
Hey, look, it's the one guy I wanted to see in all Japan.
Oh, what a coincidence.
It's like, hey, I just won the lottery and the car. Whoa.
But I remember when I got voice acting advice from Mike, the voice of Dr. Eggman. I almost say Robotnik every time. Yeah, and ever since then, boom.
I think the only voice acting advice I got was from my
Sadly, I watched the 4Kids TV stuff when I was little too.
Oh my god. I remember when I thought, and this is very unpopular, but when I thought 4Kids dubs of One Piece was amazing. I was like 7 at the time, so I think
it's justified then. If you're 7, it's justified.
Yeah. I thought like, whoa, this is the shit talking mushroom. It's the best.
I was 12 and I justified Yu-Gi-Oh being a good dub, and I was wrong after season 1.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey Eric.
Stick to actual dubbing companies like Funimation and
we have like
Filmworks.
4 minutes. So
yeah.
What's the worst cartoon you guys have ever seen? Like cartoon, anime, whatever. Like any animated project, what's the worst one you've seen? Go.
Rugrats.
Well, okay.
Maybe. Rugrats.
I hate how it's animated, and I didn't like it.
No, I can understand. Class B Scoopo kind of sucks ass at animating. I understand.
Keep it PG, everybody.
Asinine. Nailed it.
Yes.
Lauren, Snoopy as usual, I see.
Oh, Eric, or I'm sorry, Igor. Again, you know what? I'm just the last name. Sorry. Have you changed some of the old tech things in Teenage Robot? I mean, like Jenny's oral drive, for example. That makes no sense with SSD exists in 2017. Will her update be more in the series? Will be shown in the series. We are actually updating the technology because it was definitely, you can definitely tell there was some early 2000 influence.
A little dated.
We're giving it a little bit of an update, but not so much where it becomes like a foreign environment where there's still going to be cars. There's still going to be all this stuff. It's just going to be like some new little gadgets that you might see around here and there. I don't think any of them will become plot devices per se, but there's definitely going to be little gadgets here and there that are going to be like future.
Yeah, I remember when I found Jenny's dab function.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hope that's on there. God, no,
like,
please no.
As long as it's definitely not a twerk function, I'd be like, this was a nice crew.
Yeah.
Adios, vamos, auf Wiedersehen, aloha.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
I actually can't think of a cartoon series I really, really did not like. I can think of movies I didn't like.
That's fair.
So what? It's like a popular series that everyone enjoys, but you don't really like, is it? Or is it like just a series you don't like in general?
I like just in general because some people don't like Avatar. That's fine, but like cartoons, I mean, you can just say like anything you don't like.
I can name one I don't like.
This one might rustle some jimmies, but I was never a big fan of Codename Kids Next Door.
God!
Really?
I'm so rustled.
I never got into it.
I'm not just rustled. Not just my jimmies, but my Johnnies are rustled too.
I never had anything against it. I just never got into it. It was just everyone was my entire.
I never got into Rugrats. I've never gotten into Japanese anime ever since Going Wild, Going Green. But then the way came in
like the entire classroom. the entire classroom would go on and on about Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Cody and Kick Next Door but I would be sitting back here and like, I'm not really into it. Sorry.
I hate Clarence. I don't like Clarence at all.
Oh my God! Thank you, someone else. Like Clarence is like, I don't know. It's just like so slow.
Phineas and Ferb is one of my. Phineas and Ferb, I hate. I don't have anything against it, sure, but Phineas and Ferb.
I mean, it's creative, but you can only
it's
like
ridiculous.
Just kind of comes. You can't suspend your disbelief that long. Like, how does mom not catch you for the entire summer? Like, jeez, they had a roller coaster and went to space. She should have caught that in the first episode. Like, good show. Like,
well, I mean,
liked it,
cartoon
right,
logic.
but just too much.
I mean, you have a dumb pharmacist who thinks he's an evil scientist for some reason, makes these stupid inventions, and oh my goodness, Isabella and Phineas. I don't see why Phineas would get along with Isabella, and Isabella's a complete trying to make it.
I mean, I think she gave him too many chances. They should have given her an arc where she like.
I mean,
they should have given her an arc where it's just like, you know what, I deserve better, and then like after a while they figure out maybe something can happen. Then at least it would have been, you know, a redemption for Isabel.
I mean, if there's one show I really think missed the mark entirely, it was Cat Scratch.
Oh yeah.
Oh my!
I actually really liked that.
Oh,
as a
that was,
kid,
yeah,
but
that
looking
was,
back, it's not great.
I still enjoy Cat Scratch. It's my type of humor.
Cat Scratch
I think I've never heard of that one.
Oh,
man, I remember Cat Scratch. That was such. Cat
Scratch is about 3 cats that get rich and they talk and they go on events.
Cat Scratch.
La 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 la. Cat Scratch.
Sort of deal.
Sure, but
it was fun.
You know,
oh my goodness.
one cartoon.
I forget one of the. I remember the episode called The Claw.
The Claw.
Oh, that was a funny. Okay, Lloyd, you're like, The Claw.
I get it.
The Claw.
I let it.
Claws
Get
are
it off.
master.
How was that episode?
Would you shut up?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Easy there.
12 times so quickly.
I need that.
You know what I think was a very underrated cartoon that I think should have gone a little better?
Mina and the Count?
Tack and the Power of Juju.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone remember that show?
Actually, that was more based on the video game series.
Yeah. No, I remember it was based on video games. I love the video games.
I think that was just an attempt to just get it, like...
Yeah, I think they just really were hoping just that everyone would remember the brands, that they didn't put a lot into character design.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't really recall that. I really don't remember that show that much. I mean,
exactly. I feel it was very underappreciated. Like they could have done. Well, what's the word? Not underappreciated. Underdeveloped.
I mean,
it
was sort of because it was like based off of video games. Like I remember the games before the show.
Yeah, the video games were amazing. I loved the Attack and the Great Juju Challenge. That was awesome. Like, had they actually put time to develop good dialogue, better characters, and
yeah, I think it would have
generally better
a little bit more.
I mean, they had
actually, Attack and the Power
Rob
Attack was actually featured in Attack of the Toy Box along with Jenny.
I just remembered an underrated anime series that was really awesome to me. You're gonna laugh, Jumanji the animated series.
Jumanji. Oh, yeah, there was that.
Wait, Jumanji what animated series?
Jumanji the animated series.
Jumanji
Unfortunately,
the animated series.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it thought it'd be cool to copy off Classic Cupo on their style, but well.
Sorry, guys, hang on.
I love Eric. I love that freaking image.
Sorry, guys.
I added a manager in the background. I actually based her off of my manager when I worked at McDonald's.
Oh my goodness.
She was hot. She looked like Sombra from Overwatch.
That's the first thing.
Wait, what are you talking
shoot,
about?
your boss was hot
What are
shit.
you talking about?
I'm talking about my old manager. She looks
From,
like
like, what she look like?
If she looked like someone from Overwatch, she's definitely a
Oh my goodness.
Class A cutie.
Everyone is talking about the Overwatch chicks.
Hey. May is
They're
bae.
talking
You
about.
cannot argue that fact. May is bae.
I mean, I like Overwatch. I think it's a really good game.
I'm gonna request, if you have time, can you like make that finalized and like?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please do. That is just beautiful. I'm like, can we switch? Oh man, Andres is gone.
I freaking love it.
This
great.
was so amazing.
Yeah,
Although
like,
the cash register still looks like a boot, so finalize.
But it's the
Yeah.
I don't really. I want that on the Discord. Please get that on the Discord.
It's
Like
Misty's facial expression that just fell.
My life.
I hate my life.
Introducing
This is just amazing. I love this. Introducing life.
Oh wait.
Well put.
Go to college, kids.
Wait, let me get a good screenshot.
If you got time, Eric, that'd be great
This
if
looks so good. I'm mad how.
But
so good.
in the meantime, guys, we've been having fun here, but it's unfortunate to say that it's time to wrap up. Whoa, why?
No, well, let's another hour.
Farewell. I'll be just saying goodbye.
We've hit our 2-hour mark. Very fun stream this time around. Thank you guys for joining in. So we're going to be back here doing another live stream next month. This week, again, it was a little weird because I'm moving tomorrow, so it's a little wonky on the dates. But next month, tentatively, which would be September 24th on the Sunday, might be okay. A lot can happen in a month, but I'm not moving, so when that happens, so maybe it'll be okay. So see you guys.
And remember, everybody.
See you guys on the Discord and on the Teenage Robot Rebooted forums. Check it out. Sign up to be a voice actor. We're in the middle of casting call number 3, so get in on Vexus. Be your Vexus self. So see you guys next month, and et cetera, et cetera. Bye bye, guys.
Remember that.
Adios.
Praise Vexus Jesus.